Our top story this morning, Montana's Jordan Deardahl-Roberts made a decision last week that's gone viral and has become a story picked up by many major news outlets. He quit his job with the Montana Department of Labor and Industry on Friday, saying he'd rather be unemployed than help ICE, that's U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, break up Montana families. On Sunday, Deardahl-Roberts told KGVO News the situation began when he refused to prepare a subpoena for ICE.
The thing that really made it, I had severe reservations, is that, like I said, I would be the one preparing it, and then I'd make a nice cover letter saying, here you go, here's this information as per your subpoena, sent on, yada, yada, case number, whatever, signed, Jordan Deardahl-Roberts. And that was just not something I could do.
Deardahl-Roberts said the only way for the Trump administration to get the message that its immigration policy is wrong, he said, is for those who administer it to simply refuse.
We've kind of had this thing with the Trump administration where they're trying to lock in power in a way that is authoritarian. And the only reason they've been able to do it is because people have just said, okay. So I dream of dreams. More people say no, because that's the only thing that can really stop them, is enough people just saying no.
Deardahl-Roberts said his tweets brought calls from the Huffington Post, the Associated Press, Reuters, and other major news organizations. He has even received some job offers. A Hamilton man is dead after a three-vehicle accident that occurred just after 10:30 Friday morning near Victor. The Montana Highway Patrol provided information about the three vehicles involved.
The first vehicle was a GMC Sierra driven by a 48-year-old male from Missoula. He was injured, was wearing his seatbelt. The second vehicle is a Honda Accord, and that was driven by a 39-year-old female from Pinesdale. She was injured and was wearing her seatbelt. Last vehicle was a Chevy Tahoe that was driven by a 74-year-old male from Hamilton. He was the fatal victim and was wearing his seatbelt.
Trooper Tamara Winchell provided a narrative of the accident.
The GMC Sierra sideswiped the Honda Accord on the driver's side and then continued going southbound in the northbound lanes and then hit the Chevy Tahoe that was behind the Honda, hit that vehicle basically head on.
The name of the victim has not yet been released. On Friday, the arrival of winter weather in western Montana, as you know, led to dozens of crashes and slide-offs, including a semi-truck that jackknifed at an intersection in Lolo. Montana Highway Patrol Trooper Andrew Novak said drivers on Friday were mostly going too fast for the winter conditions.
Unfortunately, the simple problem is folks are just going too fast for the conditions. It's snowing and there's snow on the road. In order to maintain control, a person has to adjust their speed and not make any sudden steering or braking inputs.
Novak said when the weather turns bad, if you don't need to travel, stay home. And if you do have to travel, exercise caution.
We simply ask that you allow extra time to get where you're going, and please slow down for the road conditions and take it easy around curves and approaching intersections, and please always move over to the adjacent lane or slow down when you're approaching emergency vehicles on the shoulder.
Please view the video from the Montana Highway Patrol attached to the story on our website at newstalkkgvo.com. It's from that winter accident that occurred in 2014 near Frenchtown. South Dakota's House Speaker says a voter-approved constitutional Bill of Rights for crime victims could be changed rather than repealed, opening the way for a potential deal with a group that pushed for its passage. Republican Representative Mark Mickelson and others earlier this legislative season proposed repealing Marcy's Law amendment, instead strengthening victims' rights in state law. But Mickelson and campaign group Marcy's Law for All have been negotiating about revising provisions in the amendment. Gail Gitchko, a spokesman for Marcy's Law for All, says South Dakota would be the first state to repeal or change Marcy's Law of the 6 that have enacted it. Here in Montana, it's been placed on hold. Hunters and bison managers are seeing a slow season as the Yellowstone National Park herds are largely not leaving the park. The Bozeman Daily Chronicle reports hunters have killed less than 200 bison as of Friday, and none of the animals have been shipped to slaughter. Managers last year set a goal of removing 600 to 900 bison from the herd population through hunting and slaughter. They plan for at least 372 bison to be removed by the end of January. A set number of bison that leave the park each year can be killed under the management plan. The plan calls for a bison population of about 3,000. The population was estimated to be about 4,800. Officials have attributed the slow hunting season to the mild winter. And a proposal introduced into the Wyoming legislature advocates for imposing a fee at Yellowstone Park to help pay for wildlife conservation efforts in the states surrounding the park. Sublette County cattleman and Representative Albert Summers says the idea is to generate money for the states of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho to deal with issues like wildlife collisions, large carnivore conflicts, and preserving migration routes. The states cannot impose fees in Yellowstone. The resolution would ask the National Park Service and the Department of the Interior to impose the fee. The Greater Yellowstone Coalition said it supports the idea. Yellowstone officials have declined to comment. And the bones recovered recently in Missoula that were being investigated as possibly belonging to 3 missing children from Michigan have now been confirmed as historical. Missoula County Undersheriff Rich Marcelli has details.
Basically, we've been given a confirmation that they have been determined to be historical and archaeological in origin, which means basically that they're at least 99 years old or older. So as a result of that, essentially we can confirm from that report that they are not in any way, shape, or form related to the missing children from Michigan.
Marcelli said there was other speculation about the source of the children's bone fragments.
There was another speculation there was a missing juvenile male, I believe, from the Washington area, which, again, we've been able to confirm that they were not related in any way. They are still doing some comprehensive testing that we will know, I guess, maybe additional origin of these specimens, but as of right now, that's probably months out before they have that final one.
The coroner's office has been working closely with the City of Missoula's police detectives, pathologists from the Montana State Crime Lab, the Anthropology Department at the University of Montana, and the University of North Texas Center for Human Identification. The bones were recovered from a box inside a shed at an abandoned Missoula home. Our News Talk time now is 6:12.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Sub-zero wind chills are expected today as our winds are out of the east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Daytime highs will eventually warm into the 20s tonight. Overnight lows in the single digits, mid-30s on Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster, KECI 13.